My name is Alina, and I'm 25 years old. I live in a quiet town that doesn't see much excitement. But a year ago, my world turned upside down in a storm of love, betrayal, and heartbreak, something I never imagined could happen to someone like me. This is not a happy story. It is raw, honest, and full of emotions I still carry in my heart. But I want to share it, not to gain pity, but to help anyone who might be walking the same painful path. For 6 years, my best friend was Sonia. We met in high school, sat beside each other in class, and stuck together through every heartbreak, every exam, every late-night phone call. She was more than just my friend. She was my soul sister. We had matching necklaces that said, "Forever Friends." I believed it with all my heart. We went to the same university, even chose the same course, psychology. We wanted to open a wellness center together one day. Sonia and I shared secrets, clothes, dreams, even silly fears. She knew everything about me, and I knew everything about her. So when she told me one rainy evening I met someone, I was truly happy for her. Her eyes sparkled in a way I hadn't seen before. "What's his name?" I asked, sipping hot chocolate. "Ryan," she said with a dreamy smile. "He's tall, has this wild curly hair, and he plays the piano. And Alina, he listens. Really listens." I saw the happiness in her face, and it made me smile. My best friend was in love. What could be more beautiful? A few weeks later, I met Ryan. It was at a cozy dinner Sonia hosted. She invited 4 of us from the university, and Ryan came along. He was everything she said, charming, funny, with a gentle voice and thoughtful eyes. He sat next to me and asked about my internship, my hobbies, my dreams. He made me laugh. That night, something stirred in me. It wasn't love, it wasn't anything I could name. Just a flicker. A quiet, strange feeling. He's Sonia's boyfriend, I told myself. But feelings don't always listen to reason. We began seeing more of each other in group settings. We were all friends, after all. But slowly, Ryan and I started talking more during these meetups. We had similar tastes in music, the same sarcastic sense of humor, and a shared love for poetry. He messaged me one day. "It's always so easy talking to you." My heart raced. But I reminded myself, stop. He belongs to your best friend. I never replied to that message. But he sent more. And my silence started to slip. One night, I was working late at the campus library when Ryan showed up unexpectedly. "Sonia said you'd be here," he smiled. "I brought you coffee." I accepted it, feeling grateful and guilty at the same time. We sat together discussing everything from Nietzsche to pop songs. When I laughed at one of his terrible jokes, he leaned closer and whispered, "I think I like you more than I should." I froze. "Ryan, don't," I whispered. He looked away, then smiled a sad kind of smile. "I can't help it. There's something between us." I left the library without saying goodbye. That night, I didn't sleep. For days, I tried to avoid him. But then came the message that broke the wall I was clinging to. "I don't feel this way about Sonia. I feel it with you. I know it's wrong, but it's real." I wish I could say I was strong, that I chose loyalty, but I didn't. I answered him. And so began the secret meetings. We met in places we thought no one would find us. Quiet cafes out of town, late-night walks when Sonia thought I was studying. We talked, we laughed, and one night we kissed. It was magical and terrible at the same time. Every time I looked into Ryan's eyes, I felt a thrill. But every time I looked at Sonia, I felt like a monster. She would call me her anchor, her sister. She said things like, "I don't know what I'd do without you." And all the while, I was hiding the cruelest truth. I told myself it was love, that maybe fate had brought Ryan and me together. But somewhere deep inside, I knew it was a lie I wrapped in pretty words to escape guilt. Then everything fell apart. It was a Sunday evening. I was sitting on my bed when my phone rang. It was Sonia. Her voice was shaking. "Alina," she whispered. "I saw the messages. I couldn't breathe. I trusted you. I loved you like a sister. Why would you do this to me?" "I'm sorry," was all I could say. She hung up. That day, I lost her. I tried calling. I wrote her letters.
She blocked me.
She vanished from my life as if I never existed. Ryan came to me the next day and said, "It's okay now. We don't have to hide." But I didn't feel relief. I felt empty. We tried being together, but everything felt wrong. He wasn't as kind as I imagined. He didn't really listen. He wasn't even sorry for hurting Sonia. He never asked how I felt after losing my best friend. He never mentioned her name again. 2 months later, I left him. I walked away with nothing but regret. I moved to another city. I needed a fresh start. There, I met Kiera. She worked at the bookstore I visited often. We started talking about novels, then life, then everything. She had this warmth in her voice and a calmness in her eyes that made me feel safe. We became close. I told her everything about Sonia, about Ryan, about the betrayal. She didn't judge me. She just said, "The fact that you feel this much guilt means you're not a bad person. You made a terrible choice. But now you have to become someone better." Those words became my compass. I started volunteering at a shelter. I focused on my studies. I wrote letters to Sonia, even though I never sent them. I imagined her smile. I hoped she was healing too. A year later, I saw Sonia at a book launch in the city. She looked radiant, strong, confident. I hesitated, but I walked up to her. "Hi," I said, voice trembling. She looked at me. Her eyes didn't hold the warmth they once did, but they weren't full of hate either. "Alina," she said calmly. "I'm sorry," I said. "I never stopped being sorry." She nodded. "I know. I don't expect forgiveness," I said. "But I want you to know, I would give anything to undo the hurt I caused you." She was quiet for a long moment. Then she said, "I've forgiven you, Alina. But I can't let you back in. Some wounds change the way we love." I nodded, tears in my eyes. "I understand. I just needed you to know I still remember us, the good parts." She smiled gently. "So do I." And then she walked away. Not with anger. Not with bitterness. Just with peace. It's been 2 years now. I no longer wake up in pain. I no longer cry over lost friendships. But I carry the lesson like a stone in my pocket, heavy enough to remind me, light enough to keep walking. I learned that love doesn't excuse betrayal, that the strongest relationships are built on trust, not passion, that a true friend is worth more than a fleeting feeling. I may have lost Sonia, but I found myself. And now I live my life honestly, with no secrets, no lies. I still dream of love. But now I know it must be the kind that doesn't hurt others in its wake. So if you're ever torn between desire and loyalty, remember this. Some things, once broken, never come back. Choose wisely.